Hello everybody, Terry back again with another video. Today's video is going to be about talking about Medvedev and Tsitsipas. They both went through to the fourth round. They won their matches yesterday. Tsitsipas, he came through John Isner, big John Isner, in 4 sets. Tsitsipas, he needed to fight really hard against John Isner, because John Isner, let's be honest, he is not an easy dude taking out, guys. With that big serve, with that big forehand, he is not easy, and he has done a pretty decent clay court season, to be quite honest. He did a good run in Madrid. Well, the altitude suits him there, and now here in Roland Garros, he has won 2 matches in straight sets, but it took his road ended against one of big favorites for the title, one of top 3 favorites after Nadal and Djokovic, in my opinion. Stefanos Tsitsipas. So, and John Isner won the first set 7-5 after breaking Tsitsipas' serve in that first set. And that was the only time that John Isner actually broke Stefanos Tsitsipas' serve. And then Tsitsipas won the second, the third, and the fourth. And the fourth set, John Isner, he was more or less exhausted, because Tsitsipas is a better player than John Isner, so he will, of course, make you tired. Tsitsipas shouldn't beat John Isner shouldn't beat Tsitsipas, not in this stage of their careers. Tsitsipas is in his beginning of his career. He will have a really good career, I believe, Stefanos Tsitsipas. And John Isner, he is in his end of his career. But he took a set from Tsitsipas, and that was the first set. He should be proud of that. He did a good match, John Isner, I must say. He fired 52 winners, I believe, and 29 unforced errors. He does 23 more 23 more winners than unforced errors. John Isner, he fires, so that is great stats, really. It is great stats. If you look at Tsitsipas, he does 40 winners and 19 unforced errors. He does 21 more winners than unforced errors. And John Isner, he does 23 more winners than unforced errors. So John Isner, he lost with dignity, in my opinion. He lost against a better player who is most probably in the shape of his life. Most probably, Stefanos Tsitsipas, who has become really consistent, which I couldn't say about Stefanos Tsitsipas a couple of years ago. Say 2 years from now, 2 years from now, if this match was played, say 2019, Tsitsipas maybe would have lost this match. But Tsitsipas is a much better player nowadays, much more consistent player, much more experienced player, much more matured player. So, and he won in the end. John Isner, he did 19 aces, 1 double fault, so really good serving from John Isner. He landed 67% first serves in. John Isner, I believe, won 77% behind those first serves in, and won 51% behind the second serves. John Isner. So that really great numbers. You know what I've said. Winning points over 70% behind first serves, it is always good. It is always great. Winning first serve points. Winning second serve points over 50%, like John did, 51%, it is always good. It is really good. It is even great. But Stefanos was even better. He landed, for sure, less first serve in than John Isner, 60%, but he won 86% behind his first serve in. That means that he won the short rally battle. His serve plus points was really excellent, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Serve plus points, excellent job from Stefanos Tsitsipas there. Winning 86% behind first serve in. 86% of the points behind first serves in. And winning points behind second serves, also really good from Stefanos Tsitsipas, winning 60% behind second serves. Break John Isner serve 3 times. He break 3 out of 7 breakpoint opportunities that he had. Really good, in my opinion, there. John Isner, he had 4 breakpoint opportunities, and he braked once, and that was in the first set. All in all, great performance from Stefanos Tsitsipas, I must say. Now he will face Pablo Carreno Busta in the 4th round. My dark horse, one of my dark horses. I had 4 dark horses before this event started. It was PCB, Pablo Carreno Busta, RBA, Carreno RBA, which is he has been knocked out. Roger Federer, who is still alive in the tournament, and even though it is strange to have Roger Federer as a dark horse, but more about that and other videos that coming ahead. And then, of course, Casper Ruud, who was knocked out in a 5-set battle against Davidovich Fokina. More about that match a little later, about that match between Casper Ruud and Davidovich Fokina. So Tsitsipas will face PCB 2-0, 2-love to in the head-to-head in Tsitsipas' favor. I believe Tsitsipas will come through that one, even though I believe it will not be an easy one. PCB is a good, solid baseline player. He doesn't do many mistakes. He doesn't beat himself a lot of times. Of course, he beats himself sometimes, but not a lot of times. You need to beat him, because he will not give the victory for you for free. But I think Tsitsipas, he is in the shape of his life, and he will beat PCB. He is the favorite there. In my opinion, he should win that match, Tsitsipas, and I believe he will win that match. But I don't think he will have an easy task. All right, then Medvedev, who I have been mocking so many times this clay court season, who has barely won any clay court matches before this French Open, who has not won one single match at French Open in 4 previous attempts, is in the 4th round after only dropping 1 set in his first 3 matches, and that was in the 2nd round against Tommy Paul. Medvedev, the world number 2, who I have been mocking why he has been the 2nd seed before Rafa Nadal, who's Rafa is 3rd seed. He has destroyed the entire draw, but he is delivering, guys. He is delivering. Maybe yes, he's watching my videos. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. Of course, he doesn't watch my videos, but he has, of course, heard the buzz that has been around the world, where people have said, "Why is Medvedev the second seed? Medvedev destroyed the draw. Medvedev should never be the 2nd seed." He is winning his matches pretty straightforward, guys. He won his first match in straight sets. I personally believed he would be knocked out against Alexander Bublik. He proved me wrong there. Defeated Alexander Bublik in straight set. Then he defeated Tommy Paul in 4 sets, dropped 1 set there. And now he defeated a big serving Ryan Opelka in straight sets. Ryan Opelka didn't stand a chance in this match. Actually, Medvedev even did more aces than Raul Pelka in this match. Medvedev did 10 aces, Raul Pelka did 5 aces. So Medvedev was the better server in this match, even though that Raul Pelka generally is a better server than Medvedev, in my opinion. Raul Pelka is one of the best serves in the world. Medvedev did a great performance, landed 52% first serves in. That was little too little first serves in. In my opinion, he needs to serve over 60% to be a big threat in this draw, to go really far, like semi-final and final. He needs to have a little more first serves in, over 60%. But it was enough against Raul Opelka, against a weak returner like Raul Opelka. In my opinion, Raul Opelka is one of the weakest returners of the ATP Tour. So even though Medvedev lands 52% first serves in, he wins 89% behind those first serves in. 89! That is immense. That is marvelous. That shows that Medvedev did a really good job on 1 to 4 shots battle. His surplus points was really great. And then Medvedev wins 60% behind second serves. Really good there as well. To be over 50% winning points behind second serves is always good. Medvedev was 60% winning points behind second serves, exactly like Tsitsipas was against John Isner. And Raul Opelka didn't do a horrible match in my opinion. He did a decent match, not as good of a match as John Isner. John Isner did a much better match against Tsitsipas in my opinion. Raul Opelka landed 68% first serves in, which is really good. Almost 70%, and he won only 62% behind first serves in, only 62. That shows that Raul Pelka he couldn't hit through Medvedev so easy, because Medvedev, we all know, he's a great baseline player. He plays really good tennis from the baseline. It is not easy hitting through him, even though this is clay, his worst surface, but it gives him time to defend. So Raul Pelka didn't do a great job from 1 to 4 shots and won only 62% behind his first serves in. And if you look at his winning points behind second serves, he wins only 39% in winning points behind second serves. Compare that with Medvedev, who won 60% points behind second serves. So Medvedev was superior over Raul Pelka in all of the stats, really. Winning points behind first serves, winning points behind second serves. He was just a much, much better player than Raul Pelka with 2-3 classes. Stefanos Tsitsipas was not much better player than John Isner in his match with 3 classes. Stefanos was maybe better than John Isner for 2 classes. Medvedev was better than Raul Pelka 3 classes, in my opinion. So this was never a discussion. Raul Pelka didn't stand a chance. Raul Pelka had 3 breakpoint opportunities. He converted in only 1 of them. Medvedev, he had, I believe, he braked Raul Pelka's serve 5 times out of 15 or 16 breakpoint opportunities, something like that. So great performance from Daniil Medvedev. He's progressing through the draw, and now he will face one of the players that I have on my top 8 list, Cristian Garin. Cristian Garin is a clay court specialist. He has won 5 titles in his career, and all of those 5 titles, they have been on clay. They have faced each other 2 times before, these players. 1 all on the head-to-head. Even Steven, 1 time on clay, and that was just 1 month ago, something like that, in Madrid. Where actually Cristian Garin was the winner there in 3 sets. Won the 3rd set, I believe, 6-1. But in Madrid, it was high altitude. In Madrid, it is easier taking down Medvedev because he cannot defend as easy as he can do on Paris. Because in Paris, it is not as high altitude like it is in Madrid. So Cristian Garin will not have that pleasure, will not have that advance here in Paris. So Cristian Garin will have a more difficult time defeating Medvedev here in Paris, in my opinion. So I'm not quite sure that Cristian Garin will defeat Medvedev. When I did my preview 1 week ago, I was pretty confident that Cristian Garin will go to that quarterfinal and will defeat Medvedev on the way if Medvedev was in his way in the 4th round, which Medvedev is now. They will clash against each other now. It is a battle, it is a meeting between Medvedev and Cristian Garin in the 4th round, and they will do who will take that quarterfinal spot and face Tsitsipas in that quarterfinal, because I believe that Tsitsipas is a heavy favorite against PCB. I give Tsitsipas 70% chances to defeat PCB and 30% chances for PCB to win. So here it is not 70% chance. Here it is more even. You know what, guys? I sometimes change my picks. Of what I've seen of these 3 matches between Medvedev and Garin, Garin has lost 2 sets in his 3 matches. Medvedev has lost only 1. I will give my slight edge to Medvedev to come through this one. I believe Medvedev, he's motivated. He is feeling confident after winning his first 3 matches in his career in French Open. And he knows he has a good draw. He knows if he defeats Cristian Garin, he can defeat Tsitsipas as well. The head-to-head between Medvedev and Tsitsipas is 6-1 to Medvedev. I don't care that Tsitsipas' best surface is probably clay and Medvedev's worst surface is clay. I don't care about that. They have actually faced each other even on clay once. Medvedev won that battle against Tsitsipas. When the only meeting that they have faced each other on clay, but Medvedev and Tsitsipas. So Medvedev, he will feel confident to defeat Garin. He knows that Garin is a really difficult opponent, and this will be Medvedev's biggest test. But it is the same thing for Garin. It will be Garin's biggest test as well to defeat Medvedev. So I will give my edge to Medvedev there to come through. Actually, I will say I will give Medvedev 55% winning chances and Garin 45% winning chances. I am changing my pick there. I will, even though that I had Garin as my number 8 favorite before this event started, and I didn't believe in Medvedev so much, but I think that Medvedev, he can be there, and Medvedev he knows. One other thing, I don't know if you guys know, Medvedev, if he goes to the final at French Open, because I don't think Medvedev will win the event. I really don't think so. But he can go to the final. It is not impossible. It is not impossible, guys. All the big 3 are are on the top section of the draw. Djokovic, Nadal, Federer. The bottom section of the draw, we don't have any Grand Slam champions left on the bottom section of the draw. Nobody. Nobody has won one single Grand Slam title on the bottom section of the draw, guys, if I'm not mistaken. So Medvedev, he's not scared of anyone on the bottom section of the draw. Why should he be scared? We are not having any goats on the bottom section of the draw. And considering the head-to-head he has against Tsitsipas 6-1, why shouldn't he believe in his chances? If he takes out Garin and then faces Tsitsipas in the quarterfinal. And if Medvedev goes to the final, which he can do, it's not impossible. I don't think he will do it. But I would not be surprised if he proves me wrong. If he goes to the final at French Open, Medvedev, and Djokovic loses before the final, and Djokovic can lose before the final, especially against Nadal in the semis, Medvedev will be the new world number one. Medvedev will be the new world number one. Do you know that, guys? So I'm giving the slightest edge to Medvedev against Cristian Garin. I am giving Medvedev 55% winning chances and Cristian Garin 45% winning chances. Cristian Garin, he is a really good clay court player. But I don't think Cristian Garin will have an easy time against Medvedev at Paris in 5 sets like he had in Madrid. In Madrid, he had the altitude as a favor there. He could hit through Medvedev much easier there. He was being rewarded much more with his serve in Madrid. That will not be the case in Paris. And Medvedev does less unforced errors than Cristian Garin. I believe Cristian Garin did 39 unforced errors against that American dude and 41 winners. So Cristian Garin does 2 more winners than unforced errors. It's an okay number. But Medvedev against Raul Pelka, he does 28 winners and only 16 unforced errors. So Medvedev does 12 more winners than unforced errors. And Raul Pelka does 36 unforced errors and 26 winners. So Raul Pelka does 10 more unforced errors than winners. But of course, Cristian Garin will give Medvedev a much harder, a much bigger challenge than what Raul Pelka. Raul Pelka, let's face it, he's not a good clay court player. Let's face it, guys. He cannot challenge Dan Medvedev. He cannot play long exchange from the baseline. He cannot trade from the baseline with Medvedev. Cristian Garin will be a much bigger test for Medvedev. But I'm giving Medvedev my slightest edge to come through and face Tsitsipas in that quarterfinal. I'm changing my pick, guys. I sometimes change my pick of the way I see the matches and of the way I analyze the matches. All right, guys. Then we have some other matches. My dark horse, Casper Ruud, he was knocked out. I didn't believe Casper Ruud will go to a quarterfinal. I actually believed that when team lost, then I believed that Casper Ruud will go to a quarterfinal. But before the event started, I didn't have Casper Ruud on my top 8 list. I had him as a dark horse, and he lost against Davidovich Fokina. It is not a big surprise. Davidovich Fokina is a decent clay court player. He has done some good runs before on clay court events, and in the end of the day, Casper Ruud, he didn't win the most important points, because if you look at the points won, actually Casper Ruud wins 15 more points than Davidovich Fokina. Casper Ruud wins 188 points. Davidovich Fokina wins 173 points. So Casper Ruud actually wins 15 more points than Davidovich Fokina. And in the 5th set, Casper Ruud has 4 breakpoint opportunities. Didn't break in one of them in the 5th set. Davidovich Fokina had 4 breakpoint opportunities, exactly like Casper Ruud in the 5th set. He converted in one of them, and that was it. Guys. In tennis, you don't need to win more points than your opponent. Just ask Roger Federer. He bloody well knows much about that. You just need to win the bigger points. If you win the bigger points in close matches, you will be the winner. And that was exactly what happened in this match. Davidovich Fokina won the bigger points. Casper Ruud didn't. Even though that Casper Ruud ended winning more points in the match. 15 more points than Davidovich Fokina. So Davidovich Fokina is through to the 4th round. A little surprise there, but not a huge surprise in my opinion. Not a huge. A little yes. Then we had the Santa Claus, one of the biggest Santa Claus on the tour, together with Benoît Paire. Fabio Fognini lost against Del Bonis after he was pushing the Santa Claus button. Did 53 unforced errors and only 19 winners, and lost in straight sets. So there you have, guys, some matches that we had yesterday. And now I'm looking forward to these this day of tennis today, we will have Roger Federer facing that German dude. I think Roger will come through in straight sets. Then Djokovic will face Berankis. I think Djokovic will come through in straight sets. And then Nadal will face Cam Nori. I think Rafa Nadal will come through Cam Nori in straight set. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!